London calling. London walks, connecting. This is London. This is London walks. Streets ahead. And today, March 31st, we're tolling a bell. Because on this day in 1631, John Donne died. And if ever there was a London life that came full circle, beautifully, eerily, almost theatrically so, it's his. Let's set the scene. We're in the city, heart of it, within earshot of Bow Bells, within smelling distance, in those days, of the Thames, and just a stone's throw from St. Paul's Cathedral. That's where Donne was born, Bread Street, proper city boy. And that's where he ends, buried in the cathedral, within sight, give or take a few yards and a few centuries of rebuilding of where he first drew breath. Start and finish, same parish. London does that, you know. It loops lives back on themselves. Now Donne, he's one of those figures who seems to contain multitudes. Poet, lover, adventurer, prisoner, priest, Dean of St. Paul's, a man who lives several lives in one lifetime. And one of those lives, the early one, was, frankly, a bit of a mess. He fell in love with Anne Moore, ran off and married her in secret. Her father found out, explosion, career ruined, thrown in prison, prospects shattered. And out of that catastrophe comes one of the most famous little lines in English literature. John Donne, Anne Donne, undone. You can hear him saying it, dry, rueful, a bit of gallows humor, the city wit still flickering. And there's London all over it, the precariousness, the social ladders, the way one misstep, one love match, can bring the whole edifice crashing down. But Donne doesn't stay undone. He reinvents himself, reemerges, and ends up as Dean of St. Paul's Cathedral, the big job, the voice of London from the pulpit. Picture it, old St. Paul's, the medieval cathedral before the Great Fire, vast, Gothic, echoing, crowds of Londoners packed in, and Donne up there, voice ringing out, sermons that people talked about, sermons that traveled, sermons that still, 400 years on, give us lines like this: "No man is an island entire of itself." And then there's the one about the bell. "Send not to know for whom the bell tolls. It tolls for thee." Now here's where London gets very specific. Just along Fleet Street, Lincoln's Inn, one of the Inns of Court, lawyers, barristers, tradition dripping off the walls. To this day, when a member dies, the great bell tolls, half an hour, measured, solemn, inescapable. And Donne knew it. He preached the consecration sermon there. He would have heard that bell, felt it, that slow, insistent reminder that death isn't abstract. It's not happening somewhere else to someone else. It's happening here, to us, to you. It tolls for thee. Not philosophical, personal. That's Donne all over. He grabs you by the lapels. Now, the statue. Because if you go into St. Paul's today, Christopher Wren's St. Paul's, the post-fire one, you'll find something extraordinary. Not a grand heroic figure, not a marble statesman in a toga. No, you'll find Donne as a corpse, wrapped in a shroud, standing upright, because he had it made before he died, posed for it, had himself depicted exactly as he expected to be, dead, and then placed it in the cathedral. It's one of the most arresting monuments in London, one of the most arresting monuments you'll ever see. A man looking at his own mortality and saying, yes, this too. It survived the Great Fire, by the way. One of the very few things from old St. Paul's that did. Charred, damaged, but still there. Like Donne himself, enduring. And the story comes full circle. Born by St. Paul's, preaching in St. Paul's, buried in St. Paul's, commemorated in St. Paul's. A London life contained within a few hundred yards, and threaded through with bells. Because London is a city of bells. Church bells, death bells, time bells. And Donne heard them all, and turned them into language that still rings. No man is an island. It tolls for thee. Lines that have outlived the man, the cathedral he knew, even the London he walked, but not entirely, because stand in the city today, hear a bell strike the hour, and you're not so very far from him. The same sound, the same thought, the same jolt, that reminder that we're all part of the same story, that London story, that human story. And here's the thing about Donne. He makes it vivid, immediate, not dusty, not distant, alive, even when he's talking about death, especially then. So today, March 31st, spare a thought for the city boy who never really left the city, who heard a bell and made it echo down the centuries, who lay down in a shroud and stood up in history. And if somewhere today you hear a bell toll, well, you know what it's saying. See you tomorrow. And tomorrow, well, it's April 1st, April Fool's Day. And London, as it happens, has always had a wicked sense of humor. We'll be stepping into a world of hoaxes, pranks, and glorious metropolitan mischief. Because if any city knows how to pull the wool over your eyes and make you laugh while it's doing it, it's this one. So cast off the mourning and get the motley out. We're going from death bells to April Fools, from it tolls for thee to gotcha. Very London that. See you tomorrow.